Welcome. In front of me is a Xiaomi Redmi Pad, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and the tricks you can do on this device. So to get started, we're gonna open up Settings and navigate to Display. And here we'll have a couple of things that I wanted to show. So number one, we have the light and the dark mode. You can switch it on the go from here. I believe we also might have a toggle right here, and we do. So you can just pull down your notifications and quickly switch between them if you want to. But also you'll find this little toggle right here, schedule dark mode, and this will allow you to set it up so it switches automatically based on the time of day. And this will basically give you the what I would consider best of both worlds. So during the night time you'll have it in dark mode, and during the daytime you can have it in light mode. So during nighttime you won't blast yourself, flashbang yourself with the tablet, and during the daytime you can actually clearly see it even in sunlight in light mode. So best of both worlds. Now moving on to the next thing, which you can also find here, is the refresh rate right over here. And for some reason it's set to default. Default meaning standard. Not really sure why they're like confusing it. They use standard right here and high, and then have default custom. A very wonky way, but default is basically the typical 60 Hertz, but obviously you paid for a better display, so you might as well use it. And in here you will find the 90 Hertz refresh rate. This will just improve the smoothness of animations, which you do have these two images right here, or animations, to kind of showcase how it affects it. And now if you don't really know what high refresh rate is, you can see that the ball, when it's just kind of like dropping right here, it looks kind of choppy, where just kind of like you see it skip around, while this is just much smoother movement. That's basically what it does. It's kind of like a more frames per second. Oh, not kind of, it's exactly like that. Instead of 60 you get 90. And if I have to compare it to something that if you don't know what this is, I assume probably you will know how films used to be made, like these kind of like spinning things, where you just have a bunch of images, and each image flashing in would create this kind of like moving or animation in a way. So this is basically that, but just cranked up a little bit higher, giving you a better smoothness. Now anyway, moving on to the next thing, it's going to be the notification icons. As you can see, they are being displayed right here, but if you want to remove them for a cleaner look so they don't show up here, you can do so by going into Control Center and Status Bar, and then here you have Show Notification Icons. When you press on this, it will completely remove them. You also have Show Connection Speed. If you don't want this, you can turn it off. It will just get rid of this one. And Battery Indicator, I think it's set pretty good. It has the percentage inside of the battery, so it keeps it super kind of minimalistic, but you have also this option, and what it will do is just completely get rid of the battery and give you this line right at the top, so it will take the entire like length of the display. So this is what I'm left with right here, this tiny little portion. It's not really visible, but I do understand that some people might have just kind of like different preferences. This is kind of like out of nowhere, always visible, and might look a little bit annoying. But anyway, moving on to the next one, it's going to be System Navigation, which is under Home Screen, and you have right here. I've been using the buttons for this entire time, but we do have gestures if that is something that you want to use. I'm gonna select Not Now. I don't really care about learning the gestures, I already know them. And as you can see, it removes the buttons, shifts everything down to accommodate for the extra space, and now the way you navigate is by swiping up to go home. Swipe from either side of the screen when you actually have something open. To go back, you can see it's kind of like screen just extending right here. And you can swipe up and hold to go to recent applications. So there we go. And there was one last thing that I wanted to show, which I did kind of forget. So I'm going to show something else because I don't remember what I wanted to show on top of that, but there's one last option that I can show, which is the floating windows. So actually I can show you two different things. So we have the floating windows, so get them, you can activate them by going into recent applications, and you have it right up here. When you tap on it, it will show you the applications that support floating windows. You can just kind of like scroll through them, but you should be able also to hold it. Yep. And it gives you this pop-up right here of different options, though floating windows for settings is not accessible, as well as the split screen. So you can see it's grayed out. Let's see if we can find other application that is supported. I believe this should be. And it is. So when you press on it, it will open it up in this kind of view right here. See if we can resize it, though it looks like resize is locked to a specific aspect ratio, so you cannot like stretch it to fill more of the screen. You just can make it bigger or smaller, keeping the same kind of 16:9 aspect ratio. At least that's how it looks like. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And one more thing is the dock. So this dock is, come on. You kidding me? For some reason I can't really get rid of it. Come on. That's weird. Normally you should be able to tap on that top bar and just get a couple options like full screen, minimize, but this doesn't seem to want to do anything. Like, hello? You can swipe on it. Can I like... No? And then... Great. So yeah, I can't really get rid of it or full screen it. So I'm just gonna close it, open it up again, which will go full screen. But from here, you can swipe up. As you can see, there's the darker bar, which is for the gestures, but you also have like this side extensions, the light ones, and here you can just swipe up gently on them. Because I think if we, oh no, you can also swipe quickly. I was afraid that it would activate shortcuts gestures, but it looks like you can just swipe up quickly, and it brings up your dock. And obviously this dock is customizable. Here it will show you a bunch of recent applications that you have opened up, and obviously if you have the application added right here. Sorry for that pause there. But yeah, if you have application added right here, like I do Chrome opened, it won't show up here. So have a bunch of added them. And if I would remove this, just kind of, come on, get out of here. There we go. So if I now open it up, as you can see, it's now added right here. There's a little line that divides it, so you're not getting confused of what apps will appear here and what don't. But you can obviously add these apps into the dock, though you need to grab the physical app itself, as you can see, and you can add more. So I can add Netflix here. Whoops, gallery, come on. There we go. And you can obviously extend the list of applications that will be showing up here. And it's a pretty nice thing because you can just quickly grab them at any point, swap an application, and I believe we have the option, yep, there we go. So if you hold an app, it gives you a floating window, so it can show up on top of other application right here. So pretty nice. But anyway, with this being said, this would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to show you. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.